I think this is marketing part 2. Welcome to Class Online School, where we bring you educational stuff. We run the Nigerian curriculum, where we teach you your curriculum from SS1 to SS3. We bring learning to your home. We want you to learn everywhere. The class can serve as a revision class, as a stay-at-home class, and we want you to learn everywhere. Welcome. We have many corners on this channel. We have a sex education corner, counseling corner, business corner, and then the normal classes in your curriculum. These are commas for SS2. Alright, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for being part of our class. If you have questions, ask below the comment box after listening to the class or in your previous classes. Put it there and we will come and respond to it. Now let's go to our class for today. Our class for today will have 2 objectives, which is marketing concept and the marketing mix, where we will talk about the 4 P's to marketing. Now, when we talk about marketing concept, what does it mean? The marketing concept has this concept that believes that the consumer or the customer should be treated as the king. You see, the king is in quotes. Should be treated as a king, treated right, treated to be superior. Because without the consumer or the customer, you cannot be doing business. Alright, so that is the concept. But we are going to look at a number of subjects that this concept raise. We're going to look at 6 areas of this concept. That's why I put here concept. What a concept number 1 is consumer needs. That as a producer, you want to carry out market research and find out what consumer needs. And it is what consumer needs that you have to produce to meet the needs of the consumer. That's the consumer needs concept number 1. Then concept number 2 is product development. That the product you want to produce should be that which the customer needs. And that each product should meet the required standard which the customer wants. The measures which the customer wants. And so in planning your product, center the consumer at the center, and whatever you want to do about the product, whether bringing it closer through transportation, warehousing, and all the rest, should be centered on how it gets to the consumer. Then planning and organizing. That you have to plan and organize in such a way that products have to get to the consumer the way it ought to. So if you look at all these concepts, it is the consumer that it centers on. Plan in such a way that organizational goals and objectives is centered on the consumer. And then post-sales activities that you want to put in modality that after you've sold to consumers, you want to follow up on what you've sold to them to meet up the needs, maintenance, and to make sure that they are carried along. There should not be complaint on their part, because you should be able to render after sales services to them, which may come in form of maintenance, in form of advice, and in form of encouragement. Then consumers orientation. That the consumer should be told how the product should be used and how this product will meet their needs. That a consumer have to be oriented on what it stands to benefit. The consumer should know about a product, and then the product should serve the need of the consumer. Okay? That is for consumer orientation. And then we have the other one, consumer sovereignty. Consumer sovereignty, that's where they say that whatever the consumer needs, give the consumer, that the consumer is the king of everything. Alright. So we've seen that concept.
Let's run through the concept again. That number 1 concept is consumer needs. That you have to ask the consumer about the products they need 2, product development. The development of products should suit the need of the consumer. And then 3, planning. The planning and organization or marketing program should be centered around consumer. Then the 4th one is post-sales activities, that consumers should be taken care of after their products have been sold to them, for them to get the maximum benefit. And then consumer orientation, that marketing should begin and end with the needs and wants of consumers rather than that of the organization. So whatever the organization is planning, it's not for their own benefit, but for the benefit of the consumer. And lastly, which is this consumer sovereignty. This concept states that consumers are always right. That's under debate. Some person said consumers are not always right, but that's the concept in question. All right. So this is the supremacy of the consumer, that a firm can only determine the needs and wants of the consumer through research. And then the determination of what to produce should be in the hands of consumer and not the organization producing. Neither is in the hand of the government. So the consumer should determine what they want, carry out a research and know what the consumer wants. So they look at consumers as the king in this instance. So we are done with the first concept, which tells us about consumer needs, product development, planning and organization, post-sale activity, consumers orientation, and consumer sovereignty. Now let's look at the second objective, which is the marketing mix, the 4 P's of marketing. Maybe you've heard about the 4 P's of marketing. Now, in the 4 P's of marketing, which is this, the consumer at the center. The other P's, the P1 is price, the P2 is place, the P3 is product, the P4 is promotion. Now, every of this, the product, the price, the promotion, and the place should be centered on the customer or the consumer. That's what the second objective is telling us about the marketing mix. That the consumer should be put in the center, and every other activities that interact with it should be that which meets the needs of the consumer. Now let's look at the number 1, which I will tag as the price, the product. Because once you bring in the product, you are going to look at what are the features of the products, characteristics of products. What are the features of this product? What is the packaging of this product? What is the labeling? What's the branding? And what is the product quality? If the product feature does not suit the consumer, sorry, your product will go nowhere. If your packaging is not good, sorry, the consumer might reject it. If your labeling or the quality of your product does not meet consumers' needs, you failed. So whatever your product is, it should be that who meets the consumer needs. So when you look at your product, look at the feature of the product, your labeling, your branding, your quality. And then you look at, after you bring out your product, what's the price that will suit the consumer? And so you look at what price level are consumers ready to consume? And then, what will you give to consumers in order for them to opt in for your product? Because you have so many competitors out there. What will you give to them to give them incentive to come? Discount. Okay, what am I going to sell this product? At what discount will I sell this product for my consumer to be interested in having it? You talk about the discount in price. And then you talk about payment terms. You said, okay, this product is an expensive product. You can pay instrumental. You can pay instrumental. That encourages the consumer to buy it. Because when the consumer knows that bringing out a huge sum of money to go and buy this product will be too hard on the customer, and you tell him, don't worry, I'm going to give you room for instrumental payment, the consumer will be willing to buy because he knows he can meet the payments due, maybe in 6 months or in 3 months. And that is for price. All of these center of the consumer. Remember, the 4 P's of marketing is center of the consumer. How do you use it to reach the consumer reach? And then we'll talk about promotion. Let's go to promotion. When I was discussing economics with you, I told you that marketing is the life wire of every business. Even in our business corner, when we are talking about business startup, if you put your product in a place and nobody is aware of it, it can be there and get spoiled and nobody will buy. But bring yourself out there. Take yourself out there. Go out there and market your product. You see that you will sell better. People will be aware of what you sell and will want to come and patronize you. So promotion comes in forms of advertisement, billboard, handbills, television jingles, radio jingles, television adverts, mobile devices, social media. People will be on the know about your products. Okay? Personal sales promotion. You see people go for sales promotion, go to open area, put up a loud music, attract more persons and promote their products. Personal selling, one-on-one selling. You see some people move around the street, come to your home and introduce a product to you. Personal selling. And then we'll have public relations. Relate with the general public. This is our product. What do you think about our product? Have you tested it? What do you think about it? What do you think we should improve on? Did it satisfy your need? Customer relationship. They tell you where to improve on. They tell you where to do better. They tell you what they like about your product. That will be your selling point, and that will be where you develop your product. And then place. You know, if you are not well strategized, if you're not well placed, the business suffers. So we talk about where is your product at a particular time. Channel of distribution. Go back to the SS2 class where we discuss the channels of distribution. We'll talk about the chains of distribution. Go and watch that video. Type in down in the channel of distribution or chains of distribution. I discuss it in your business study, I discuss it in your commerce, and now it's reoccurring again in this area. I told you, always carry knowledge forward, residual knowledge. Bring it forward, it will help you. Every subject we treat here are interrelated. They will help you in one place or the other. You'll still meet it in your economics class. So for those who do social sciences, please take them seriously. They are interrelated. You meet them. All right. So channel of distribution. What are the channels you are using to distribute? Is it from wholesaler to consumer? Is it from wholesaler to retailers to consumer? Is it from wholesaler to agent to retailers to consumer? What are your channels of distribution? Inventory planning. Are you waiting till products get finished in your retail outfit or in your wholesale depot before you bring in product from the manufacturing place? No. You make sure that you are taking inventory, know when to restore. Make sure that consumer don't run out of stock. And then transportation. Are you ready to bring in the products to the consumer where they can pick it up? If your product is not highly accessible, you might not sell better. So these are modalities that make the consumer to get to your product and make the consumer supreme in your production process. So the 4 P's of marketing is P1, product, P2, price, P3, promotion, P4, place. Depending on where you want to put your P's, so far there should be 4 P's. If you want if you want promotion to come first, price to come second, product to come, whichever way you are going to arrange it, make sure you explain it better. All are correct. But it should be 4 P's to marketing. So these are objectives for the class. We've seen the marketing concept, we've seen the marketing mix. Marketing concept and marketing mix. Hope you find value for the class. Hope you understood it. If you do, give us a thumbs up. If you like what we do here, give us a thumbs up. If you've not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you. I'll see you in another commerce class where we'll discuss other commercial activity. Thank you for being here.